What's going on, y'all? It's your man 𝘉𝘮𝘮𝘠, and today we're gonna be doing a tour of the 𝙎𝙠. Quickly show y'all a couple things that we got around the 𝙎, FL Studio, and this is the metronome, right? Let's start here. This is the metronome. So when you're clicking, right, the metronome clicks to show you where you're at in tempo wise, show you how fast the tempo is. So if you want to record some notes in, you know how fast you're going. So it clicks on tempo, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. If I slow the tempo down, the metronome slows down as well. This is tempo. This is how fast your beat is. First of all, this is how fast your beat is. If you want to do R&B, you might want to come down to 60. If you want to do trap, maybe 70, 75. Hip hop, maybe 90. But I'm gonna rock with 80 or 81 today. That's metronome. This is keyboard, type keyboard to piano keyboard. And this is just basically you could type anywhere on your keyboard and it'll play the notes for you. So on your keyboard, it'll play the notes. That's all you pretty much need to know from here. Tempo. This is how you play. This is how you play. That's how you stop. That's basically all you need to know from here. This is a record. If you want to record some MIDI, record some vocals. This is playlist. So with playlist, you build your song out, put your pattern there, here, you know, wherever you build your song out. I'll show you a little bit more of that later. This is piano roll, right? So piano roll. This is the channel rack. So that's this right here where you build your patterns. This is your mixer. This is where you mix your song, level it and all that. This is plugin picker. You know, if you want to pick some plugins from there, that's cool. It's all good. This is tap tempo. If I have a tempo in my head and I want to know how fast it is in FL Studio, I just, that's like some R&B type joint. You just, you know what I'm saying? Like some R&B, real slow, real nice. And that's basically it. That's basically all you need to know from here. You know, real basic stuff. This is kits. This is where your sounds are going to be if you're using stock sounds. And your drum kits are going to be here. I'm going to show you how to add that later. But here your kits are, you know, I got those Kendrick Lamar, Drake, Boy Wonder and all that. And this is your packs, where the sounds are going to be, you know, vocals. Sounds real dope, legacy, drums and all that, but I don't get too much into that, you know, that's where your sounds are, and everything else here is kind of just there, you don't really need it. And yeah, that's basically the tour of the 𝙎. This is your pattern mode and your song mode. I'll show y'all a little bit more of that later. And I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. That's the tour of the 𝙎. See you in the next one. What's going on, y'all? In this one, I'm going to be showing y'all how to add some VSTs. So, you come to add more plugins. Real simple, manage plugins. If you have a folder that what you want to add, you just come to this plus sign, add the folder. If you got all your folders here, then it's cool. You just hit find plugins. And yeah, that's basically it. So, you see all your plugins here. And it'll show up in orange if it's new. If it's not, it'll be white. You click the star here next to it. Nothing too serious. That's cool. And then it'll show up right here. Right here. Serum. Serum. Let's say I just added it. It'll show up immediately. It won't even take any time. So serum for you, real clean, real nice VST to have. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Join me in the next one where we'll be adding some drum kits. So I'm gonna quickly show you how to add some drum kits to this bad boy. Come to options, file settings, and you just click here, add kits. You can click a new folder if it's not there already. I already have kits, so I just click the same folder, kits. Okay, and it shows up right here immediately. So that's it for drum kits. Real simple. But if you want to add a new kit, I don't want to because I already have it, but you do the same thing. Just click this folder, add the new kit, and boom, right there. So I hope you all enjoyed that. That's how you add kits. And cool, it's all good. So hope you all enjoyed that. See you in the next one. So hit addictive keys, right? This is the demo version, but it's still very functional. So let's hit piano roll, right click piano roll, and this is how you add notes to your beat. So we're gonna come down to D4, right? Chord, boom. When you add chords, for a minor chord, you hit 1, 2, 3, put the note there, 1, 2, 3, 4, put the note there. And you can keep going like that if you want it in minor. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. Sounds very R&B-ish. That's what they call a ninth chord. Very R&B-ish. But I want to do just three notes. And this is a minor chord. If you want to do a major chord, you move this middle. You move this middle note up one, and it sounds much happier. Like Chance the Rapper, Mac Miller, and all that. But I'm dealing with minor chords here. So minor chords sound much darker. So that's what we're dealing with right here. So Control C, Control B, move that down. Control C, Control B again. Move that down. Control C, Control B. Move it up. And let's see what we have here. Let's go. Okay, that sounds real nice, but let's increase the softness. Let's soften it up a little bit. Sounds too hard. So let's bring this down. We're just making it softer in the VST. And if you want to do this manually, you just, mess with the velocity, but I won't get into that. That's for, we won't get into that. That's not too important right now. So, here we go. Yo, you know what it is. Bam. Yeah. 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 You know what it is. I'm living lavish, flying over Nova Scotia. Somebody tell the promoter. Yeah. That's dope. That's real dope. That sounds real nice. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Join me in the next one. We'll be doing some melodies. All right, y'all, we back again. We're going to be making some melodies this time. Some melodies, and we're going to keep it Drake. So let's hit piano roll, and let's go. I just went up in the piano roll to have higher notes this time. Let's get it. It's right here. Yes, sir. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now watch this. Watch what I'm about to do. It's going to add some extra flavor to the pattern. So let's hit snap, and let's go half step. Here I like bring. You see how I did that? Like bring. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Now. That's what I'm looking for. Run it back. Run it back from the top. That's it. That's it. Let's copy this over. Okay. Control C, Control B. Let's bring it back to where it was. Around here, I think. All right, y'all, that's how you add a melody. This one was on D4, and this one was on D6, just to, you know, add some flavor and some dynamic range to it. I just brought this up to D6, a higher pitch, and the other one was on D4, and as you can see, it came out real nice. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. We'll be adding some bass. What's going on, y'all? We about to add some bass to this bad boy. Let's hit 𝙤𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙚, one of the best VSTs out there. Real nice VST. And we're gonna make a direct bass. So this is saw wave, that's good. This wave that you see is a saw wave, that's good. There's three main types, saw, square, and sine, but we're doing it with a saw this time. Not to get too in depth with it, but you know, that's what this is. It's usually the bass or the default on most synths. So we're gonna bring this up, the voices up to 8 on both of them, 2 oscillators, and we're going to see how that sounds. Sorry about that, a little loud. We're gonna add a filter to it, A and B. This is A, this is B. All right, that sounds good. Cut it off a little bit more to maybe like 126. Sounds real nice. Okay, now let's piano roll, come all the way down to like C3, C2. Let's do C2, D, C, A, and C again, just like the chords, right? So let's get it. You might want to lower your headphones. It's gonna get a little loud. Well, maybe not, but we'll see. Is that nice or what? That is fire. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. We'll be adding some counter melodies with some synths. All right, see y'all in the next one. Welcome back, y'all. Let's add a synth to this bad boy. I'm gonna add synth 1, right? Okay. We're going to go to external, right? Synth square lead, filter. That's just a filter, is basically just cutting out high frequencies or low frequencies depending on how you want to do it. But this time I'm cutting out high frequencies, so let's cut it out to maybe 20, and let's see how it sounds. Let's get the delay off. That's basically just an echo. Cut the chorus off. That's basically just an effect, making it sound a little bit more, wet. So that's good right there. And let's get it. Add this counter melody. Okay. All right. Nothing too serious. Let's get back. Cut this off. That's how you loop stuff. Let's turn this bass down. It's very loud. This is volume. By the way, this is volume and this is panning. Okay. As you can see, I'm just staying with the white keys, you know, the basic keys. It's a safe bet doing it that way unless you're doing it chords. But I just stay with the white keys, and that gives me a good result usually if I'm in the key of D. If I start with D, if I stay with the white keys, it takes a little bit of practice, but you get a good melody that way. So let's go ahead and run that back, run that fire back, and let's see how that sounds. Let's get it. Sorry, just duplicating this over. Okay. Quickly, not to waste time. Okay, let's get it. All right, that's good right there. I like that. So that's how you add a counter melody using a synth. In the next one, we're going to be adding a pad, and we'll almost be done with the melodies. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. Peace. Going to use something called expand. Right. Okay. Let's go to bright pads, soft pads, and let's do string pad. Where that? Oh, where that? String voice. All right, real quick, not to waste too much time. All right. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's hear that back. All right. Let's run that bad boy back. Oh my goodness. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So for Drake, usually he uses synth basses, saw waves, filters, a lot of filters, which I've used a lot in this beat. Pianos, he uses a lot of pianos, and yeah, that's Drake for you right there. So that's all the melodies done. Let's add some drums to this thing, and yeah, let's keep it moving. Hope you enjoyed that. Peace. What's going on, y'all? We about to add some drums to this bad boy. I've just added drums from my kits. To do that, you just click here, drag them in. You could drag them into a new slot if you want to. I got that from here. I got the rest from my splice drum kit kicks. Boom, 13 hi-hats, that one right there, and snare, this one right there. So I just drag them in, and you can overlap them, or you could add them into new drums. You can even drag them onto another one if you want to, just like that. So let's go ahead and get it. Got my drums here. Gonna do a basic Drake pattern and keep it real simple. So let's do it. All right. Y'all gonna hear it. It's gonna be dope. Y'all gonna like it. All right. So let's get it. Let's go. Let's go real quick. All right. So let's hit that back. Oh man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. So that's how it sounds. Now let's add some hi-hats. Fill each 2 steps. You can do fill each 2 steps, fill each 4 steps. I'm gonna do fill each 2 steps, and just gonna add 1 on every other, ending. So let's go. Sorry, yo, wrong one. All right, yo. Somebody tell the promoter I'm living lavish, flying over Nova Scotia. I got that floater and I got that 3-2. Yo, you know what it is when I come through. You know what it is, come through. You know what it is. Holla at your boy, yeah. Holla at your boy, yeah. Holla at your boy, yeah. Holla at me, yo. So that's pretty fire. It's pretty fire. I hope y'all enjoyed that. That's how you add drums. Real simple. See me in the next one where we'll be sequencing this and playing with a little automation a little later. But I hope y'all enjoyed that. We basically finished the whole beat up. So that part is done. And yeah. So see me in the next one. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Welcome back, y'all. We done with the beat. Now we just gotta sequence it. So when you sequencing, you divide everything up into patterns and you put in the playlist. Put in that, right? So this is all in one pattern right now. We want to divide that into different ones. So let's grab these chords, copy them, chords, paste it, right? Grab these ones, copy it, paste it. All right, gonna put that in the same pattern. Grab this one, add a new pattern, base, paste it. All right, grab this guy, copy it. What is it? It's called melody. All right, paste it. Now we'll name this synth. Name it synth. All right. Rename synth. Okay. And grab the next one. Expand. Pad. Copy it. Pad. And we will paste it. Rename this. Give it that capital A. And that's done. So now that we've copied and pasted everything, we can now cut these out. Leave the drums. Cut them out. Alright. And grab the drums. Rename it. Drums. And we good. So now, everything is here on the side. Real easy. Start out with the chords. Right. Bring the bass in. So basically what I just did is I grabbed the chords, put them in there. To copy and paste it, I just grabbed this guy right here, selected it, hit Control C, then Control V or Control B to paste it right next to it. Added the chords, added the bass came in, the drums came in, the synth came in the middle. I took the drums out for the chorus, added the pad, and that's basically it. So that's done. The sequencing is done. Yeah, you know, nothing too crazy, nothing too complicated. I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. Well, I'll be showing you some quick automation. What's going on, y'all? We back with another one. I'm gonna quickly show y'all automation real quick. Let's say I wanted to bring the volume. I wanted to automate the volume, so I wanted the volume to go low and then go up. People use this for fade-ins and fade-outs a lot. But like, let's say I wanted the volume to go up and down. I just grab one of these. We're gonna do the piano, so I just grab one of these. If I want to automate the volume, I just grab it, hit create automation clip. Now it's in the playlist, and I'm just gonna draw in some stuff with the pencil tool. And I'm just gonna automate it, you know. Or you could just do individual clips and just do it that way. So you're gonna hear how it sounds now. See how it drops and then comes back. Here it's automating, dropping and coming back in and then fading out. That's how you do automation. You could do that with the master channel as well. Just grab this guy, do the same thing. Real basic stuff, nothing too serious. I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. Yeah, see me in the next one. We'll be doing some mixing and mastering. What's going on, y'all? We're gonna be doing some quick leveling in this one. So we're just gonna grab all of our instruments, grab them all. All right, by doing this, we just grab this, do them like that. Left click, select them all, and just grab them. Right click, route select the channel starting from this track. All right. Now we're gonna do some basic leveling. So what I want to do is I want to grab all my instruments and then move them down to -6, and that's gonna make the drums pop out more. And if I need to adjust levels from there, I'll do that. But I just bring them all down to 6, and if I need to adjust from there, then I go ahead and do that. But here we go. So I'm gonna play this for you and see how it sounds. Hear how the drums stick out a lot more now. So if I wanted to, I could just, you know, bring this up, bring this down, but I don't really need to for this beat. Everything in -6 is fine. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Let's level it real quick. See me in the next one. Peace. I'm about to quickly show y'all something called compression. I'm gonna use it on the kick drum. And what compression does is it compresses your frequencies down and makes it fatter. So let's say I have a signal, I compress it down, and then I turn the gain up, so everything is now more level in the audio wave, and that just makes it sound louder, if that makes sense. So you know, this is threshold. This is how much of the signal you're compressing. It's the ratio. This is how hard. This is how much you're compressing it. The release. This is how long you compress it. The attack, and this is when you compress it. So I'm not going to go too much into compression, but I'm just going to show you what it does. So let's go to drums, and now watch this. Compress it. Now, hear how much like louder that is. I could even do a preset drums, and it's gonna sound way louder. See, that's what compression does, and that's just a basic overview of it. I won't go too much in depth with it. Just make it real basic, and you know, that's basically it for compression. So I hope you enjoyed that. See me in the next one. Peace. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to do something called side chaining. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add an 808 real quick. I'm gonna make this quick. Add an 808, Boy Wonder kit. One of my favorite kits. Copy it over. All right. Go to the wrench, hit cut self, so that the 808 doesn't overlap itself. And let's now bring it up to D so it'll be in key. All right. Now that we got that, let's assign this 808 to a mixer. Insert 10. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click the kick first, and then, oops, sorry. Looks like I can't. Just undo that. Right click, side chain to this track. All right. Add a limiter on the 808. Now go to compressor, side chain, Boy Wonder kick. Bring the ratio all the way up. Threshold. The limiter will not work unless you adjust the threshold. So that's what we've done. Knee all the way up, and play with the attack and the release. No, sorry, attack all the way down and play with the release and the threshold. So let's go ahead and hear how it sounds. All right, you can see it side chaining now. We can bring the release down so it's more snappy. That's what happens when the release is too far. Bring it back. That looks good to me. Bring the threshold down just a little bit. And now you can hear the kick way better. The kick pops out now that we've side chained it. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. Peace out. Peace. Hey, what's going on, y'all? In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing y'all how to EQ. Let's get to it. So when you're EQing, you want to eliminate frequencies that your instrument is not using. There's additive EQ and there's subtractive EQ. I like to use subtractive EQ. That's my go-to. So for example, with this piano, what I'm doing is I'm going to try to eliminate the frequencies that aren't being used. Because what they're doing is they're making the track muddy, and they're making the track cluttered, and you want to isolate frequencies and put them in their own category, if that makes sense. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now you see how predominantly the instrument is occupying this space right here. So what we want to do is we want to take out the frequencies that aren't being used and keep these ones. Check it out. Sounds much cleaner that way. Let's move on to this one, and let's see how we're going to do this one. Hear how much cleaner that sounds and how we isolated the frequencies in that one. Usually when it's bright pink, that's when it's prominent. Now watch what happens when I take out too much. Sounds very thin and sounds like I've taken out most of the instrument, and it doesn't sound too good. So let's move on. Let's do a few more and then we'll wrap this one up. Let's do the bass. Now, did you notice how I took out the high frequencies this time? Because in bass, the frequencies are all here. So I take out the high frequencies for the bass, but I do a 30 hertz cut. It just cleans it up a little bit. And I do that with pretty much all my instruments. And when you hear it on speakers, you can hear the difference. So that 30 hertz cut is usually pretty necessary, but it's optional. But I like to do it. Now let me show you how to EQ some drums real quick. Let's do the snare. See how this is bright pink? Alright, so maybe like 120 be good. Down to like 120. That's good right there. Sounds much cleaner. Let's do the kick. Alright, 30 hertz cut. Take this out. Now the kick sounds much cleaner and bouncier. Now that we EQ'd it. Hi-hats. And yeah, that's how you EQ. That's basic EQ. I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. So in this tutorial, I want to show y'all something called panning. And panning is fairly easy concept to grasp. Panning is basically just moving your instruments from left to right in your ear or your speaker or whatever audio device you're using for signal. So basically, if I move this pattern all the way to my left ear, it's going to be all the way in my left ear. And that's how I'm going to hear it. So let's hear how that sounds real quick. You hear how that's all the way in my left ear? That's what panning does. So when you're panning, I usually use panning when my mix is too cloudy. It's too cluttered. I use panning, but I usually don't use panning. And I like to keep my instruments very balanced. And the difficult part when you're panning is keeping your instruments balanced. So if my instruments are imbalanced, I want to keep most of my weight, most of my balance in my left ear. It just feels better that way if it's imbalanced. Because if you do pan, there's no way that it's going to be completely balanced. So when you do it, you want to keep most of it in your left ear. You want to keep your kick in the middle, your snare in the middle. You can pan your hi-hats left to right. Don't pan it all the way left, but pan it maybe like 30% to the left or however you want to do it. And my instruments can be panned from left to right. I keep my main instrument in the middle, my bass in the middle, and everything else can be panned left to right. So that's basically panning in a nutshell. I hope y'all enjoyed that. And yeah, see me in the next one. Peace. So I want to show y'all something called limiting. It's usually used on the master track. The fruity limiter is on here by default. So we're going to grab that limiter. It's already there. And limiting is basically compression with a very high ratio. So what the limiter does is you activate the ceiling at 0 dB. The beat comes into the ceiling The ceiling pushes the loud parts down and the low parts up, just like compression. So, but we do it on the whole beat. It doesn't have to be on the whole beat. You could do it with single instruments, but limiting is usually used for the whole beat. So let me show you all a little action, and let me show you what it looks like. All right. Ceiling is always 0. Never go above 0. Never go above 0. All right. Let's push the gain up and see what happens. It gets louder. Now the high parts are being pushed down. The low parts are being pushed up. It gets louder. Let's do the whole thing. See how loud it sounds when we do the whole beat. Sounds very distorted. You don't want to go too high to where it distorts. You don't want to go too high to where it distorts. That's why you want to find a quality limiter like Ozone, or even Maximus is slightly higher quality than Fruity Limiter. But for testing purposes, Fruity Limiter is really good, and it kind of shows you the basics of limiting, and it's real dope to use. But yeah, that's basically limiting. Pushes the high parts down and pushes the loud parts down and the quiet parts up. That's what limiting does to make your track louder and your audio wave fatter, your audio signal fatter. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. That's limiting in a nutshell, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. What's going on, y'all? I want to quickly show y'all how to master with Maximus. I already have an instance up, but I'm gonna delete that and add a new one so I can show y'all from start, right? Show y'all from the beginning, right? So Maximus, I'm gonna look for Maximus. Okay, Maximus right here. That's good. All right. Now there's something called bands. Low bands is like bass, mid is mid, high bands is like hi-hats, high frequency instruments that have a high pitch. That's what that is. So with Maximus, you can do multi-band compression, you can do stereo imaging, and you can do limiting. So stereo imaging is basically, or stereo widening, is basically just widening your instruments and pushing them farther left and right in your ear. It's kind of a little complex to grasp, but once you get used to it, it all makes sense once you get used to it. So I'm gonna quickly show y'all something. You could do compression by pulling this down and just compressing it. This is another way of compressing, a little different from the way I showed you earlier, but you know, visuals are usually best with compression. So you can take your low bands, compress it down. Let me show you what that looks like. This is on the master channel. Don't have any lows yet. Now watch this. Let's say I had a track in my lows, my bass is just too high. I can come here and I can compress it down and boom. It's great, you know. That's assuming that my bass is too loud. There's many things you can use for this, but I'm just showing you guys the basics. The master channel, this is gonna activate every single band, but I'm gonna show you something called stereo widening. When you stereo widen, you only want to stereo widen the mids and the highs, never the lows, never the lows. That's why you don't want to stereo widen in the master. All right. So I grab the highs, I widen it, separate it, that means widen, merge, that means pull it closer to the middle. So separate it, 20. 20 is good. You don't want to overdo it because that can cause some problems. All right, 20, that's good. Leave the lows alone. The master, I want to pull up this post. Like I was telling y'all about that limiter earlier. I want to activate the ceiling by just pushing this threshold down just a little bit, just to activate the ceiling, just to activate it, right? So I want to grab the master, pull it up to maybe 6 dB, and that is going to give me enough gain to have a nice master, sorry. And let's hear how it sounds. You might want to turn your headphones down. Might get a little loud. Sounds very nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. There's another section of Maximus, the bands. This is where you can kind of control where your lows are. You can pull this to the left where you want your lows to start. But I want to keep it just the way it is. Don't want to mess with that too much. And yeah, that's basically how you master a Maximus. Basics of it. Not too complex, pretty simple, you know, especially once you grasp it. But yeah, so you could even, if you wanted to, you could solo the bands and you adjust the bass. So just the mids, just the highs, right? So like I said, this is multi-band compression if you compress these. And yeah, so that's Maximus in a nutshell. Nothing too complicated, real basic, real simple, real good stuff. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. What's going on, y'all? I'm gonna be showing y'all Ozone, my go-to plugin for mastering. And where that though? Ozone. Alright. So alright. So Ozone right here. Alright. Dynamics is just multi-band compression, like I was showing y'all with Maximus. These are multi-bands. If you compress them, that's multi-band compression. So that's what that does. So with Ozone, I don't want to do multi-band compression personally. I want to just leave it the way it is. Take the EQ out, imager for stereo widening, like I was showing you earlier. Leave the bass alone because I don't want to widen the bass. 20 and 20 for the mids, high mids and the highs. And I want to do 12 for this one because there's a little bit of bass in there. So all right. So this Maximus right here, true peak, that's just activating the ceiling. I'm gonna pull this down to like -6, and this is just gain. So -6 is really +6, if that makes sense. This is just gain. So I'm gonna come down to RC4 and let y'all hear what it sounds like. Let's get it. You hear how clean and full that sounds, punchy, all of it. Has a nighttime feel to it I like. You know what I'm saying? That's Ozone for you, Ozone 8. So that's basically it for mastering. In the next one, I'm gonna be showing y'all how to export your song. And yeah, that's it. So let's get it popping. Hope y'all enjoyed that. See me in the next one. So you want to export your song, you just come up here, right? Come to File, right? Export, WAV file. I'm gonna name this Champagne again. Named it Champagne last time. First of all, let me save this. Let me save it as Champagne 2. Alright, desktop. Champagne 2. Alright. Oops, sorry, spelled it wrong. Champagne 2. Real Drake-ish title, Champagne, that is. And remember, Drake uses a lot of filters in his beats, cuts out a lot of high frequencies to get his sound, which I did in this, did a little bit in this with the synth and all that. So, Champagne 2, export wave, Champagne 2, that's good. Save, wave MP3 all the way up to 320. It's going to be at like 192 by default. I like 320. 24-bit is good. Stereo, that's good. HQ, of course. 512, of course, that's good. This is good. Split master tracks. Make sure that's off. This is SoundCloud if you want to upload it to SoundCloud. I don't in this case. And I just click start, export. We wait, export it, and there you go. It's going to be on your desktop. You can play it, and it's going to sound real good. Hope you'll enjoy the tutorial. Alright, y'all, I just want to say thank you for joining this course. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to have this whole song at the bottom, and I'm going to let y'all listen to it. The whole thing once it's, it's already mixed and mastered basically, and I'm happy for y'all to listen to. So, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for buying the course, and I'm going to see y'all later.